London's Highgate Cemetery is the centre of Britain's best documented contemporary vampire case. One account comes from David Farrant, who runs the British Psychic and Occult Society.
Reports were coming into the society in late 1969 about a tall, dark figure that had been sighted in and around Highgate Cemetery.
Farrant interviewed several eyewitnesses who claimed to have seen the creature. One was an elderly lady who walked her dog past the cemetery's main gate every night.
As she passed the middle gate, the dog whined and it turned around and it tried to drag her back down the lane. Then she looked up and she became aware of a tall figure with red eyes inside the main gates of Highgate Cemetery. And of course it petrified her and she couldn't leave quickly enough. Another person that I interviewed was a 40-year-old accountant whose name was Thornton. He said that all of a sudden he became aware, he sensed something behind him, and he said, his actual words to me were, it seemed to be trying to drain him of energy. And all of a sudden, it just wasn't there.
As local residents became swept up in the hysteria, Farrant began searching the cemetery for hard evidence. Eventually, he found himself face to face with the creature.
I suddenly became aware of something out the corner of my eye. And I looked up and I saw a tall, dark figure. It must have been around 8 feet tall, but I wasn't sure if it was or not. It was floating off the ground because the bottom of it just seemed to disappear into impenetrable blackness.
The air surrounding Farrant turned ice cold, and he felt himself transfixed by the creature.
I mentally repeated a Kabbalistic incantation, which is used to repel evil forces. And all of a sudden it just wasn't there, and the temperature returned to normal.
Undeterred, Farrant returned to Highgate the next night to find and expel the vampire.
I was actually carrying a stake. It was a pointed stake, and it was engraved with magical symbols. I was also carrying a cross, but that ceremony, or that attempted ceremony, got interrupted by the police. I was taken to court and charged with vampire hunting. Well, actually, that's not technically correct, because you can't be charged with vampire hunting. It's not illegal.
Farrant was formally charged with trespassing, and the cemetery was closed to the public. While he never encountered the vampire again, reports of strange dark figures haunting Highgate at night continue to this day.
That is the only time in my career that can honestly say I've ever seen anything like that.
Modern reports of the undead are by no means restricted to the old world.